Welcome to Center of Light. Silly nonsense, right? Clarion call. We are being called. We are being called. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Center of Light. Tonight, we're going to be talking about lots of stuff. I am going to be here for a while. I suggest you take this time, turn the volume up so as you step away, you can get you some food, some snacks, some drink, some Mother Earth, whatever it takes. Stick around. We're going to get out of the nonsense. We're going to blow through the nonsense. That sounds arrogant. It's not arrogant when you write. It's not my opinion. It's not an opinion. I don't go up to a fireman and presume to tell him what it's like to be a fireman or how to be a fireman when I'm a musician. I don't. It's nonsense. And we use our opinion to tell said fireman how to be a fireman because I'm entitled to my opinion. This is not my opinion. I don't ask a professional dancer or tell a professional dancer what a certain dance is. And he goes, that is so not right. And I say, well, that's my opinion. It makes you look like a fool. Center of Light Truth. I've done the research. Today, I've done it for 3 hours. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Because today, I treated myself to a pat on the heart. And a pat on my discernment. And my logic. And my reasoning. And my common sense. All that which is God-given faculties, it says. You walk in the path. And that is you as well if you're walking that path. If you're taking on someone's word, whether you think they have your best interest in mind or not, could be true. You might hit the mark. I will never gamble with my soul that way. I will never gamble with my soul that way. So we're going to sift through the bullshit and get to the meat and potatoes. And if you want some gravy on your potatoes, I'll give you a golden shovel, which I'm going to drop in the form of links, and you can dig for yourself. So before anyone, and I say this lovingly, it sounds like Keith is coming across. It's okay. It doesn't matter to me what you think of me. I'm passionate about what I do, so I get involved, very involved. But that golden shovel is your gravy for your mashed potatoes. It's up to you to dig. So before you give this forum, not me, but this forum, which is based on truth, love, power, empowerment, and integrity, your opinion, you have to follow those links that I'm going to be posting. Do your homework. I did mine. Please. And then after you do the homework by following these links, because I can't play them all, come back and give me your thoughts and your feelings and your passion and your truth, not your opinion. If you give me your opinion in all love, I will squash it. Not you, but your opinion. You are loved beyond measure. Welcome everyone to Center of Light. Tonight we're talking about tiny giants are awakening. Oh my God. Tiny giants are awakening. And this image is exactly what I am intending. Tiny giants are awakening. It's not an opinion. I have proof. From spiritual lumen masters, from firemen, so to speak, experts in whatever field they play in, that's going to bring forth this manna so you can leg up, so you can step up, so you can show up. That's my gig. That's my intention. Tonight we're going to be talking about tiny giants are awakening. Climate change, global warming, fact or fiction. Is the earth round or flat? Vaccines, do I or don't I? I'm going to reveal to you many upon many diligent, passionate, sincere years. I'm that fireman. I'm that professional dancer. I'm that spiritual teacher. John Doe is that fireman, professional dancer, or spiritual teacher, so forth and so on. Don't get caught up in the bullshit and the nonsense. You may be adding to the problem, even in your great intent. It is my intent, as I lovingly, passionately vent some of my frustrations about some of these subjects that people, many people simply cannot just see. It's not their fault that they cannot see. That's not my frustration. It's not with them. It's just a simple, generic, vague frustration that it is my hope that they see. Not for me. I am saved. I have salvation. It's out of my love for other people that sometimes we all ask our best friends, family, or people we love, sometimes when I need it, kick me in my pants. I'm cocking my foot back. I'm about to lunge forward lovingly, and I'm going to kick in your pants with information. Information, something that is information, something that is informed in a form. To be informed. Information. I have a long presentation. I'm going to play a Lavender Soul song or a song, not sure yet. Go get you some snacks, something to drink. Use the bathroom. Skip to the loo, my darling. Because, my darling, when we come back, we're going to skip along a very long road. And I'm willing to endure. Stick around. And for sure, I hope that you receive what I'm offering from my heart, which is solid, concrete information. Be informed to be in a form of alignment. It's okay if you don't believe it. It's okay if it pisses you off. I hope it pisses you off because it's mirroring to you something that you are having an issue with. On the other side of the issue will be issued to you a new you. Tonight's presentation, we're going to be here for a while. Tiny giants are awakening. Don't be one of the forsakening. You have simply a choice.
Remember that all things are possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
this way and not the way you planned. It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose that you'll realize. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Now it's time for you to plan out your life. Seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will. What don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Make a choice.
Welcome back to Center of Light. We're going to do a little dance, make a love, get down tonight. Hello, all of my vacciners, flat earthers, and climate changers. Pro or con, yes or no? How do we find out the truth? That is the most important piece of information I could bring through tonight, is that very question. How do I know the truth so I don't live in my nonsense, so I don't live in the monkey mind, by living by what people tell me. Sometimes what people tell you, I might be one of them. John Doe or Judo might be one of them. But the nonsense, it becomes a religion. It becomes a cult. Look up the word religion. Look up the word cult. It points to one way of thinking, following someone else's experience and not your own. That's also called being a slave. So we're going to be brave and move into the cave of spiritual samadhi, going into a place of God, simply by I intend to know the truth. I don't have to be right out of blind arrogance because I'm going to form an opinion because I'm entitled to my opinion. You're spitting out daggers of nonsense. Let's get right down to the presentation. We're going to be here for a while. So tonight's presentation, under the banner of Tiny Giants or Awakening, Bullet Points or Vaccines, Flat Earth, and Climate Change. I'm going to say it again. Today, after many, many years of research, it took me 3 hours with my intuition already engaged about this kind of reality, these dimensions, these parallels, these ideas, understandings and misunderstandings. And they're all true, depends on which one you want to dabble in. It took me 3 hours today. No, it didn't take me 3 hours. I put 3 hours in it today, and I'm proud of myself because I'm passionate about what I do. I hope you are passionate the same to receive what took me 20 years plus 3 hours today to do. Let's get down and get busy. Hello, everyone. First out of the gate, think before you comment. I will be dropping links left and right in this video feed. I can't present them all, one, because of copyright infringement. Some come from the news. But you have to do the research so you don't end up looking like a fool. Anything you post can and will be used against you by your own volition. What I would like to offer up first and foremost, I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying not only for myself, but for everyone to be blissful and peaceful and living in harmony and living in unity, so we can become the prophesied children of light, children of God, heaven on earth. If you have a problem with that, God bless you. Before anyone gives their opinion about anyone's post about anything and hope to have something valid to say in their argument, they ought to ask themselves, have I done the sufficient research required, learning from competent people and a pure source to glean what is the likely truth? Until then, people ought to keep their mouth quiet, or they set themselves up to look like a fool. Just because someone doesn't like what another has to say is irrelevant. Opinions are lazy, dangerous nonsense regurgitated out of the mouth of the ignorant. Cognitive Dissonance by Frantz Fanon. Sometimes people hold a core belief that is very strong. When they are presented with evidence that works against that belief, the new evidence cannot be accepted. It would create a feeling that is extremely uncomfortable, called cognitive dissonance. And because it is so important to protect that core belief, they will rationalize, ignore, and even deny anything that does not fit that core belief. How easy is that? It's not beating anyone up. It's telling you facts. Let's look at the idea of the number 6 and the number 9. If you're standing on this side, it looks like 6. And if you're standing on this side, it looks like 9. Just because you are right does not mean you're wrong. And all of that is striked out as if that in and of itself is an attempt to try to describe it. That in and of itself is absolute nonsensical bullshit. Well, if somebody's right and somebody's wrong, or if the other person's wrong and the other person's right, it's all nonsense. And it continues to say, but one of those people is wrong, someone painted a 6 or a 9. They need to back up and orient themselves, see if there are any other numbers to align with. Maybe there is a driveway or a building to face, or they can ask someone who actually knows. Instead of believing in something, go to the competent, the experts in their field. If you are a fireman and someone comes up to you and tries to tell you what it requires to be a fireman, and they're just someone who is a 9-to-5 jobber, you would tell them this is absolute nonsense. Same applies. People having an uninformed opinion about something to say they don't understand, and proclaiming their opinion as being equally valid as facts, and what is ruining the world. No one wants to do any research. They just want to be right. I entreat, if you are one who is opposed to the idea that climate change is not real, let me ask you this. What if? What maybe? Just what if? What if those who you are following, if you're opposed to climate change, What if those you are following are telling you exactly what you need to hear to think that climate change is false, even though they seem to have our best interests at heart? What if? I'm not opposed to it. I'm not saying that. I'm simply posing questions. One may ask, but why would they do that? Why would they want mass extinction? That sounds nuts to me, you may say. Think about this. I'm just going to toss this out there. It's not my opinion. I'm going to toss this out there as a teacher, as a bone, a nugget for everyone to gnaw on. A broken down, desolate world. Is that a lot easier to conquer? Why would they do that? Why would they reverse? Why would they do the double standard pull on me? A broken down, collapsed, desolated world should be a lot easier to conquer. Hello? I'm just asking questions, really. I have my opinions. That was a tease. I have my experience, my reality. I'm not trying to trigger anyone. I'm asking you to join me into another arena, even for a vacation from everyday thought. That's it. I'm going to bring up some things that may be tender. And it's okay, be tender. You can get mad as you want in this forum and give me all your thoughts. That's wonderful. I love that you want to express yourself. And here, please do. Just know, as a forewarn, as I post these links from experts of the field, they are going to shift you. I know that without a doubt. So when you watch these links, be careful before you post. Because when you watch these links, and they do shift you, you cannot recant or retract what you have said. And I don't want you to look like a fool. I want you to look cool. Because you have been schooled about something that has taken you out of a box. And the nonsense, I'm very confident in what I'm going to deliver this evening about the major subjects that are most important in the world. Not necessarily 5G and this and that. It all falls under the umbrella. But tonight's presentation, I will be right back, and I won't stop until I'm done. Oh my God. Tonight's presentations is under the guise of Tiny Giants Are Awakening. And we will cover flat earth, climate change, vaccines, and most importantly, the tiny giants that are awakening themselves. Wow. Should have get off the pot. What time is it, Keith? It's should have get off the pot o'clock. And I'm going to play my brother Peter Coyle's song. I think it's here. We're going to get into the thick of it. Here he is.
Love is here, it's here to stay. It's here for everyone around the world, each and every day. Love is true, love is pure. And if you find yourself in love, my friend, you'll feel the love for sure. Love is you, love is me. Love is everything about your life that makes you want to be. Yeah, love is here, it's here to stay. Yes, love is love. Love is waking with a smile each day when things ain't going right. Love is being there for the ones you love through darkness into light. Love has seen the world around you for the great place that it is. Love has been there for each other when there's problems with the kids. Love is here, it's here to stay. It's here for everyone around the world each and every day. Love is true, love is pure. And if you find yourself in love, my friend, you'll feel the love much more. Love is you, love is me. Love is everything about our lives that makes us want to be. Yeah, love is here, it's here to stay. Yes, love is love. Yeah, love is here, it's here to stay. Yes, love is love.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. We're going to get to the thick of it. This presentation is not to buck the current of your life. It's not intended to go against the grain of your life. But it may just do that. And what that means is, if it does do that, I have the opportunity to grow. Well, Keith, what makes you so right? If you come up to me and give me nonsense about playing a bass guitar, I will simply out of love say, that's not what you're trying to express. It's nonsense. You go up to a fireman. I said this analogy earlier. Same thing. I do my work. I don't just go by what someone tells me. I listen to what someone tells me, and then listen to others. And I perfect my path by going further and further into the rabbit hole to find the experts in the field. How do you know who's an expert? That's a fantastic question. The fruits of their labor will speak volumes beyond words can ever. So if someone is a guru on making money, you go listen to the people who are doing seminars and webinars and making money. Okay, let's get into it. Here we go. I'm going to put on some pumping, bumping music. Please feel free to go get you something to eat, snack. We're going to be here for a while. I'm going to do my best to go at a marathon of this. I don't want to break the flow. I'm going to turn up the energy while you get your snacks, your food, get your bathroom groove on. I'm going into the divine fire. I'm going to move Keith out the way. Keith. And fall further inside and use not only what I've gleaned in the form of these experts, but what feeds my soul. God, I am present. Please be present with me, or let me recognize your presence and my intention to be present with you. Tell me the truth so I can best be my full self. Don't you want the same thing? All right, here we go. I'm going to show you two pictures right now. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree. You don't have to disagree. Just absorb. Be with me. Let me be with you in this presentation, via this presentation. I don't have to be right. I want you to be right. I want you to be right and balanced and on the right path for yourself, regardless. I'm going to show you two images right now. We're going to have one image that says one thing. We have another image that's going to say another thing. So, of course, I have to choose. No, you don't. What I'm offering to you this night via this presentation is you don't have two choices, this image or this image. You have another image. And that image is you. You are made in the image and likeness of God, the one that has the ability to imagine another experience, another reality. No matter who you are, if you believe in some sort of higher power, you cannot argue with that. Doesn't make me arrogant. It makes me joyful. So the images I'm going to present to you will give you a this and a that. And I'm telling you, sharing with you, lovingly, that there's another possibility. It's the one you have not thought of. No pun intended. Pun intended. Think about that. So here are the images. I invite you, when you see these images, to be mad as fuck or supportive as fuck. Or you can allow yourself that third possible potential for yourself, which is, I'm not going to judge either. I'm just going to sit back and experience. Even if you choose that as an option, when you see these images, you are going to lean into one or the other. But after you catch yourself leaning, just say, okay, I caught myself leaning. I'm just going to step back now. Here are your possibilities. With an invisible third. No judgment. Just look. Just observe. Take it in. Not for what it is. Recognize for what you think it is. Because maybe what it actually is not the 6 or the 9. Maybe if you add 6 and 9 together, now that you took that in without judgment to the best that you could, take this in. Now what do you see? Has your experience from this picture you're seeing now from the one before, has it shifted? You cannot lie to me, nor can you lie to yourself. We went from that, which gave you a thought and a feeling in your experience, to that, which gave you another feeling in your experience. So I guess, Keith, I only have one of those to choose from. No, you don't. There's a third component. It's the one you never thought of. It's not a this, nor is it a that. But yet, neither it is this nor is it the that contains the this or the that. Are you willing to wake up is the question I lovingly pose to you. Are you willing to wake up out of any slumbering nonsense about yourself that you have been fed? We all have been fed spoonfuls. Sometimes it comes on silver spoonfuls of nonsense. That's up to you. So continuing forth with the broadcast presentation. No. My love to output into the divine matrix field, whether you are here or not, I would continue input into the matrix as my contribution and my offering. I hope to God you're doing the same. Not steps further, but miles further. So moving forward, let me show you this picture again, and I'm going to continue to read. I'm going to have a slant, what I feel In fact, it doesn't matter what I think nor my opinion. I want to turn this music off. I don't want to slant it. I want to move into what feels good to me. Period. Whether it's right or wrong, what feels good to me. Because I am the creator of my experience, and so are you, and so are we. Here we go. I'll give some people what they want. Arrgh. Piss and vinegar. Mad. Piss and vinegar mad. Blame, 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 judgment, judgment, judgment. What I want to move into is the light that exists in this beautiful little giant. Here we go. If Greta Thunberg is wrong, nothing happens and the world changes. We end up with a better world for all. If she isn't wrong and we do nothing, well, our situation will be dire and all hell will break loose. From my bestseller, here's my show off point, right? 1996, The Divine Principle. Spirit says, let me expand, here we go, into tonight's presentation, which is Tiny Giants Are Awakening. 1996, this came through me. Hello, Kim Gary. From the Divine Principle, anchoring, becoming the God on earth so we can be the prophecy of heaven. Heaven is God. We know that if we're good, we go to God, which is heaven, so we become that on earth. Spirit says, let me expound further on the Christs, plural, that are active now. They are everywhere imaginable. One could be living next door to you. One could be standing behind you in the checkout line. One could be your newspaper boy, or one could be your bank teller. All, like you, Keith, and many others, are committed to becoming conscious. They are working on themselves to prepare for change, all the while promulgating the changes they are on earth to bring about. They see themselves as the crew of the Messiahship, the ones who will lead everyone to the mothership, the divine mother. We are living in the time of the divine feminine, the mothership. Some of these Christ apprentices, the children of light, are born with special abilities and can do things beyond what some may be willing to believe or accept. Some are living amongst you, and more will come, bringing with them the vision of the divine power and light. Let me share with you why many people are afraid of children of light. Because they threaten the white European male. That long overdue tyranny of power. The children are making the European white male very afraid. For example, there are children living in South America who display phenomenal feats of telekinesis. Some who can bend spoons and move objects without touching them. If you ever come into contact with any of these children, look into their eyes and you will see the light of God. These children who are beginning to gather are different from most, for they are born with an intact awareness. They know where they have been, they know who they are, and they know the purpose of their mission. We're going to be here for a while. If you want education, I'm going to supply it. Furthermore, these children of light, unlike most adults who have only 2 active strands of DNA, these children have between 8 and 12 active strands. It is in these multiple active strands that the children of light store divine information and power that they can use at will. And since their will is unified with that of the divine will, they act accordingly. And I say to Spirit, so are you telling me I only have 2 strands of DNA? What's up with that? I'm being funny. And Spirit says, nothing personal, Keith. Just a fail-safe means to keep everyone from abusing everyone else. There are far too many people that would use such power to control. So I only bestow it on those who are conscious of my plan. And I say, I see what you mean. I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, kids nowadays are disturbed, nothing but rebellious, out of control little punks that must be restrained. Spirit says, let me ask you, does attempting to control them ever work? And I say, hardly ever. How right you are, Keith. Even when adults attempt to exercise control, kids still express themselves in a way and other behaviors that adults are trying to discourage. I give children freedom of expression and adults try to take it away. Go figure. Oh, I agree. Kids are rebellious, and it is in their very nature to oppose anyone who tries to extinguish their spirit's light. The way they dress, many have a problem with. The way they look, many have a problem with. The way they act, many have a problem with. What they stand for, many have a problem with. Whatever they do that differs from the norm, many have a problem with. Indeed, who they are, many have a problem with. And I exclaim, no wonder they rebel. God says, but all of these problems really begin with the ones who regards kids' behavior as a problem. You see, it is no big deal to me if kids get tattoos or pierce every body part. What concerns me is those who would try to pierce children's hearts with the daggers of their own egos. The intent of every adult should be to never hurt children, but rather to help them reach their fullest potential to inspire change. What you find within yourselves, when you find it within yourselves to be permissive, grateful, and humble around the children, it will help all of you to acknowledge who you once were and in essence still are, and why I bestow power upon the children of light and not adults. Yes, you as adults must acknowledge children as people. Learn what they have to offer you. Sit and talk with them for a while, and they will enlighten you with the simple wisdom that can only be coming from deep within. Children should not be thought as delinquents. Believe it or not, they have the vision to improve your world if you only let them. This was 1996. All they ask is the right of self-expression. But the truth is, they need not ask, you see. I have already given them my permission. And I say to Spirit, earlier you said that special children are gathering. How many are there? Interesting you should ask, Keith. The number fewer than you might imagine. And they do not behave any differently from the way you did in your adolescence. The children of light prefer to join up with the normal kids to run as a pack. That way they can live amongst you, yet remain hidden from the wolves until the time is right. And I'm telling you, as your teacher, as a teacher, it's happening right now. So are you saying that the kids they run with have a purpose as well? In other words, just the normal kids and not the ones that are divinely lit. And God says, yes, and together they form the mission of the children of light. There is much more, much more, much more. Let me exit this particular point. And I say to Spirit, this must be off the subject. But I want to tell you how sad I am and that we as an adults have managed to screw up the world so badly. God says, but that is indeed the subject. And that will change. And I say when. Spirit says, when you choose to follow the guidance of children. I bet you never thought that children would be the ones to set the world on the spiritual path. Throughout the universe, humans are famous among all intelligent species. We are famous for being impervious to God's love and will. From the toughest of our skin, from the toughness of your skin to the hardness of your hearts, from hiding behind false ideas generated by fear to your lack of perception brought about by ignorance, you are regarded as comfortably numb to the calamities you have created. And I think we don't want to admit to ourselves that we really don't know as much about God as we think we do. God says, good observation. And that brings me, this is so integral to this presentation. Open your mind, open your heart about climate change, vaccines, and this and that. Doesn't mean you're right. It requires you to simply be open. 1996. And I think we don't want to admit to ourselves that we don't know as much about God in reality as we think we do. God says, good observation. And that brings me to some important questions for everyone. Are you prepared to deal with the consequences of your ignorance? That is vital. Are you ready to face the global catastrophes that could happen if the majority does nothing? Are you ready and willing to get to know God and to learn and abide by the spiritual laws that, make no mistake about it, are very much in force? People should not think that they must people should not think that they must stop doing anything for themselves in order to do what they can to better the world. But they must understand that if they do not choose to become involved with healing both themselves and the planet, listen to this. The lives you are living will take a back seat to everything that is happening around you. Dear ones, know that it is because I love you so much that I now relate the possibilities for dire events. And it is also out of my love that I say it will benefit everyone so much if you decide to see and make changes rather than wait until the changes make you see. For only if you all begin to heal yourselves emotionally can you triumphantly come together. It's about the unity, so that all those dire predictions will have been for naught. Together, these children will teach self expression. Together, these children will teach peace. Together, these children will teach love. And together, these children will teach unity. God, prepare for the return of the children of light, the children of Christ. It's your choice. It's really your choice. It's not a this or it's a that. It's the everything. Do you get it? Are you starting to get it? That it's not the this or it's the that. People, again, look at this young girl. And that's what they see. Many people simply see that. There's only one truth. And if you're dabbling and bouncing between both ideas, you don't get it, at least fully, yet. Do you want to fully get it? Then it's not about what you think it is or have been thinking it is. In fact, the fact that you're thinking is not it at all. You should be feeling. People have problems all over the world. Are you looking at their folly and their faults? Or are you looking at the light that their presence on this earth is contributing? Are you? You can be piss and vinegar mad. Or you can be blissful, ecstatic, and glad. It's really up to you. And there is also a third. So, Keith, if there's something other than being upset and happy, I'm saying yes. And it's called bliss and joy. Be right back. It's all up to you. Next, we're going to move on to more of global warming. We're going to be here for a while. Now I'm going to present truth, information beyond Greta Thunberg and everybody being upset at this beautiful little girl. It's stupid. You just have piss and vinegar in your heart, and you want to just express that to everybody else because you're mad, because you don't want to look inside of yourself and see the beautiful Jew that is you that can change the world. It's a lazy approach because you don't want to take responsibility for the world that you live on that is having so much difficulty. Did that hurt? I hope it was tender. But equally, I will put a Band-Aid on it for you and say, it's not your fault. Just stop being mad. Follow the lead of a little child. Be that child yourself. Return to innocence. No judgment. No judgment. I think the white European male is scared to death. And everyone else who follows the white European male, not that you're right or wrong, no one's here to cut you down to belittle you. Simply look at what is happening. The white European male killed more people by invading lands than anyone else. Come on, let's be honest. Just look at that. Have we truly lost that perception and that experience in our all the way to our the level of our DNA? If not, what can you say? Are you just butthurt mad all the time? Piss and vinegar? Are you left, right? Or are you in the middle? And you're willing to bend as a palm tree. Palm trees bend because they don't break. Buildings sway because they don't break. Bridges sway because they don't break. Be that. Don't break. Don't break the world by uttering out opinions. I'm going to provide some higher level divine truth shortly. So, what am I looking for? I'm looking for truth. What am I looking for? I'm looking for truth. Are you? Join me.
I lift you up to your most high. There's the time when you walk by, I see you in my life for all time. I've touched your face 1,000 lifetimes. I know the way you talk in rhymes. The breath you take is part of mine. As you float before my eyes, you touch my hand, it makes me cry. Touch my hand, just to know you're there. Just to know you're there. So here we go again, like lessons with a friend. Another chance to let love in. And in another life, our eyes will meet one more time. I see you in my life for all time. As you float before my eyes, touch my hand, it makes me cry. Just to know you're there. Just to know you're there. As you float before my eyes, touch my hand, it makes me cry. Just to know you're there. Just to know you're there. As you float before my eyes, you touch my hand, it makes me cry. Just to know you're there. Just to know you're there. Just to know you're
Welcome back to the Center of Light. My flashlight's off. I gotta turn it on, y'all. I must have killed the battery. There we go. Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight we're talking about children of light. Tiny giants, they are awakening. Tiny giants, they are awakening. Moving forth, tonight we're talking about not only children of light, but we're talking about climate change. We're We're talking about vaccines, and we're talking about flat earthers. So what I want to now offer is, this is not about trying to debunk or prove climate change, global warming. That is political, that is noise, that is nonsense. So it's not about the this, nor the that. It's not about the this, nor the that. That's part of the noise. You don't live in 3D anymore. Well, you can. That's a choice. Do you want something else besides the this and the that? And it's called getting out of the political noise. Climate change. Those are words created by the political agenda, the political narrative, or someone who has a political narrative who coined the phrase and da-da-da-da. That's all noise. So what we need to do is step back, pull back, and look at the truth of what is actually happening with common sense, with discernment from experts in the field. What is an expert in the field? What does an expert in the field look like? It looks like Jesus Christ. And he says, as I just read you from 1996, but Jesus called the children to him and said, let the little children come to me and do not hinder them. If you are a Christian, you have no escape from this truth. For the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. Truly, I tell you, anyone who does not receive the kingdom of God like little children will never enter it. From the divine principle, I ask Spirit, what about our court system and its laws? Aren't those based on victim situations? God says, yes, they are. Though there are many people taking responsibility for the lives they lead, there are many others who cry victim and take their grievances to court, as if the courts are not filled with enough lawsuits for this and lawsuits for that. The entire system is almost at critical mass extinction, critical mass. And if the situation continues as it is, the situation we're referring to, as it is, it will overload, short circuit, and ultimately collapse. Why do you think the Notre Dame Cathedral collapsed in fire? We're going to get to fire and the heating up of the world shortly. The whole thing will become inoperable, leaving divine law like this phoenix to rise out of the mayhem. Then people will have no choice but to take responsibility. Even though there will be many who do so, there will still be those who decide to be infuriated. We're going to talk about that, being pissed off. Anger creates heat. I'm heated up. Those who decide to be infuriated at a system they believed in, went so far as to contribute to, and by those whose dogma they chose to live. Hello. I guess I am a hypocrite then, because even though I don't have a beef with the legal system, I've harbored resentment towards religion and government for a long time. But I'm working on it. And Spirit says, and that, my friend, is what I have been talking about, taking responsibility. But the fact is that even after reading or hearing what I have just imparted about the present legal system and the world situations, many will still do the opposite, and they will fall hard. Continuing forth. There is so much. Let me glance this to see. I think you get the idea. Knowledge is power. Power is freedom. Freedom is bliss. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm not ignoring you because I love you. That's why I'm doing this. But I have a lot. I'm going to continue to move forth. I'm going to get out of the reading. Now we're going to look at, honestly, if you're honest with yourself, I hope you are. I hope you're so full of integrity. What is heating up the planet? Let's get out of the nonsense of global warming because someone has an agenda. All right, so let's not look at global warming. So that agenda that they may have, pro or con, doesn't exist because I'm not looking at global warming. I'm not looking at climate change, pro or con. And because I'm not, then that agenda doesn't exist either, pro or con. I'm looking at using my God-given faculty of sight, the ability to see, the ability to take in what I'm experiencing as a truth. Not just believing in someone else's opinion who may be a captain or an admiral or a colonel or this or that of another thing that you believe in blindly. Dear Lord, it's causing such detriment and pain to the world. All right, what is heating up the world? Not climate change, not global warming. What in truth is heating up the world? Let's go through the gamut, the bullet list. Fukushima in Japan is spilling its guts into the Pacific Ocean. And no life in the Pacific Ocean is untainted. None. There's all these creatures, ocean beings, morphing and mutating into these. What is radiation? If the Pacific Ocean takes up, if I'm to make a point whether I'm right or wrong, 1/3 of the planet's body is filled with radiation. What do you think the sun is? The sun is heat. It's the sun's heat is radiation. So under this umbrella, under this canopy, the energy is beginning to mirror reflect itself back down as it goes up, and it's melting the ice caps. It's dissolving the land in my home in South Louisiana. The water is rising. Fukushima is spilling its guts into the Pacific Ocean. You think that's just sitting there and just toxic to the fish in the ground, in the ocean, and nothing else is happening? The Amazon, the cutting down of trees all over the world. Amazon rainforest. We need trees to breathe. Not only are they cutting them down at an alarming rate of a mass extinction, the Amazon and many places in the world are on fire, all for the sake of commercial. What? So this is not about global warming or climate change, but the globe is warming because we're doing nothing. We're exacerbating the situation. Did you know that 200 plants, animals, and insects are becoming extinct every day? Well, I get it. That's so sad. That's so sad. I'm so sorry for those creatures that are becoming extinct. If that is the level of your understanding, you are not keeping up. I said 200 insects, plants, and animals every day. And this is going on every day. But let's say that just one day, that bees become extinct. 4 years from now, you die. Your children die. Your children's offspring die. What do you think of that? How does that feel? You don't like it so much, do you? I don't like it either. This is not only global warming. This is global situation alarming. Talk about mass extinction. So don't be so gung-ho to jump on board the bandwagon when not only your life but the whole world is at risk. And attacking children such as Greta or anyone else who is living passionately about wanting to come out to divulge something that bucks the current of the white European male. Well, Keith, she's just... Really? Are you seeing the light in this little girl? I'm not saying that she's not being reinforced by money to divulge this nonsense herself. What I'm saying is get that even out the way and look at what is happening to the world. So the first of the links, in fact, I'm going to post both at the same time. Does anyone know of Dr. Michio Kaku? World famous scientist. He's not just famous because he's cool because he's famous. He's famous because God put him in the spotlight to say, listen to this man. So here are 2 links I am offering before you comment with nonsense about global change, so that after you watch these 2 videos, you come back and regret what you posted. You will glean something from this avatar of science. Just watch these links. As I keep moving forth, it took me 3 hours. I took 3 hours to live in my passion. David Putnam. Another link. People who are serious about what they do. So serious that they have such integrity, likely they would be willing to die for their work. Dr. Bruce Lipton. We're going to get into vaccinations in a minute. Dr. Bruce Lipton. He is an expert. No, he is not an expert. He is the God head of immunology there is on the planet. There is nobody else. There is no one else. He says, yeah, and I say, no, he says, yes, through climate change. Yes, though climate change may be cyclical and have happened throughout time, we are not helping the situation. We are aggravating climate change. We're exacerbating climate change. We are indeed involved. And the significance of that is this. Climate change is our most immediate problem on this planet. I talked about earlier that I'm going to talk about now, about being angry. Angry. Simply just being angry. I'm angry because I've learned a new truth. I learned of my worth. And people are doing this to my world. I get it. I don't like it either. And you're angry about it. As you look around, could you say you see angry people because they are beginning to realize how they have been duped into believing certain things that we were all taught to be true or untrue? If you can't see that, my friend, in all love, take this the right way, you are myopic or blind. Creates anger. Being heated up. Where do you think that energy goes? From the bioenergetic field of every individual's body as they come to a state of realization about being pissed off and mad and anger about the world. Cattle flatulence. Poison in the water in Flint, Michigan. Spraying of the skies. Where do you think this all goes? From the divine principle. It is vital that you begin, 1996. It is vital that you begin to inform yourself on all matters, especially spiritual teachings from around the world. When you do, you will find all the doctrines you study are but jigsaw puzzle pieces waiting to be assembled. And when the puzzle finally does piece together, peace, P-E-A-C-E as well, do not be surprised that you see my face shining through. You must not accept blindly that everything you have been taught or hear will be true. Figure things out for yourself by weighing the possibilities and probabilities of what is the likely truth. continue to move forth with more from divine beings about the truth of what is happening in the world about change. This divine man spoke, and he spoke recently when the question was put to him about climate change. Understand, divine beings cannot get involved. They cannot get involved. So they have to somewhat dance around the question being posed. But in the silent, empty spaces, if you decide to allow yourself to hear the truth, it will resound in you. Another man, Sadhguru, earthly saint. So now we're moving into the rabbit hole with a divine golden shovel. So we can understand the truth and our part in wielding a lightsaber to make change in the world. It doesn't require politics to believe someone says this or that is happening. That's nonsense. Look around, use your God-given faculties, open your mind, open your heart, and see. Now I'm going to present to you something that transpired this past Wednesday. With divine avatar, avatar translates to God on earth. Again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to believe it. The truth does not require anyone's permission to exist. And this is what he says when the question has been posed. When Anjana asked him my question. Listen. Please. This is
First of all, I want to tell something. Keith,
yes, sir. Excuse me.
hearty divine blessings to all the viewers of this program. First of all, at the beginning, I want to tell you all, not only you who are seeing this program, but the people around the world, on the earth. Think about the earth. Think how to protect the earth. Think how to keep the earth away from pollution. How to bring peace to the world. How to make the earth abode of peace. With unity only, you can achieve that. Without unity, we can't achieve peace in the world. So, unity among the religions, unity among the nations, unity among all the people of different races, sets of the people of the world. So let us unite in the name of humanity. Let us unite for peace and prosperity. That is my humble request to you all. First of all, you make yourself powerful and peaceful. Fill your heart with divine love. Fill your mind with peace. If there is no peace in your mind, how can you make others peaceful? The world peaceful. So, if we want to make the world peaceful, we have to make our mind first peaceful. We have to make our body strong enough. A sound mind in sound body. The 5 strengths are essential. Physical strength, mental strength, financial strength, social strength and spiritual strength. Achieving these 5 strengths, we can become powerful. If we become powerful, we will be peaceful. So if you want to be peaceful, first make yourself powerful. If you make yourself powerful, then you will be peaceful, and you can make anybody or all the people, the world itself peaceful. That is hearty divine blessings to all. Let us unite and work for that. Peace, peace, peace.
Thank you, Swamiji. Let me find it. That's the one. Yes. If you want to make sure it's
Swamiji, the first question is, I would like to name a few things that from our perspective and understanding are happening in the world that seems to be of major concern. Fukushima, 5G, Wi-Fi towers, climate change, child trafficking, etc. All of these things, what can we do shift to a higher reality where all this is transcended?
That's a very good question. Not only in our minds, it is a question in so many people, in the minds of so many people. They are worrying about the incidents happening in the world. So they can't understand how to stop these events, whether it is terrorist event or natural calamities or any other struggle, arguments, war in the name of God also. So how to prevent? It is the question. Good. I told at the beginning also, I told that first you become powerful and peaceful, and you try to unite all the people. All the religions should have a global summit for peace and unity. It is essential. All the heads of the religions should assemble for a global summit, and unitedly they have to declare there is no conflict or arguments among ourselves. Unitedly we are telling we are working for the welfare of the people in the world, belongs to all religions, all nations. So let us unite. If they proclaim like that, so automatically the followers of, listen to me carefully, Keith. If the heads of the religions, heads of the nations, unitedly, if they proclaim, declare to bring peace to the world, to unite all the people, then automatically all the people will unite and bring peace. You are asking, the people are being divided in the name of religion, in the name of nation, in the name of language. You know that. But we have to unite. If you want to unite the heads of the nations, no doubt we have to love our religion. Not only religion, we have to love our own wife. Husband has to love wife. Wife has to love husband, and we have to love our.
So again, this is not about climate change or global warming. It's about the 5 elements of the earth are out of balance. So again, it's not about politics, nor is it about someone running an agenda or a narrative. They may be doing that, or they may not be doing that. That is not what is important. That is nonsensical bullshit. So what is true and what is important is we are perverting the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, space. We're perverting it. Fire is all distorted. There's fires all over the earth. How is the water situation? The water element of what we are as a cosmic race of being, the cosmos personified on this earth, is completely out of whack. You don't believe me? Ask Houston, Texas. What just happened to them? It's out of whack. This is all happening. For any thoughts about, let me look at my notes. Swamji contacted me a year ago and said, it's time for everyone to awake, arise, and unite. So what he said in this last message, the one thing that will stop the natural calamities is unity. The natural calamities in Houston brought people together to help everyone. But it didn't require the natural calamities in Houston for everyone to come together. It could simply have been a choice. And then all that can be avoided. It's not hard. You have to open your eyes, open your mind, and open your heart and see, truly see, what is the truth and what is the nonsense. As we move forth to our next subject. Flat Earth. I will not hang on to this subject very long. I will just send you that link. Do the research yourself before you respond and make yourself look like a fool. God on earth today in the form of Sadhguru read the tweet yourself. The earth is not flat. It is not flat. I'm sorry. You may get mad. You may stomp. But there's nothing you can do about it. You can tell your mom, and there's nothing she can do about it either. The earth is not flat. It's nonsense. So if you believe that the universe is very efficient, if the universe was not efficient, how could it sustain all life? So what are you saying, Keith? What I'm saying is, what is the most efficient shape ever created, at least on this plane? Grab a wand, dip it in some bubble soap, and blow. It forms a sphere. It's the most energy efficient shape there is. The cells in your body, they're round. The earth is round. Everything spins around and around. What comes around goes around. Everything is round. The earth is not flat. The earth is not flat. You may have bought into the ideas, started following a religion. It's okay. Nobody's mad at you. I'm not judging you. I'm reinforcing with passion. The earth is not flat. That's old world paradigm. In fact, you get on YouTube and look up lie detector tests, flat earthers. You will see this guy who is an expert in the field of body language. And he says, this person sitting here declaring that the earth is flat, he's lying to himself and he knows it. It adds another component. The earth is not flat. The earth may be a dome shape because it's round, but that dome shape does not go only this way. If you believe in any sort of spiritual truth, as above, if there's a dome shape as below, then there's a bottom dome shape. It's not that hard. Read the Sadhguru post, tweet that I made. He says, if the earth wasn't, just read it. You have to do the research. Continuing forth. I told you I wasn't going to stay on that subject long. Now we're moving into vaccinations. I'm, quote, warning you. If you believe that Keith has something of value to say about me, I'm just asking this question to make a point. I'm warning you. Heed my warning. Don't get vaccinations unless you have done the thorough research yourself, not only to convince you that they're safe, but also to convince you that the vaccination of this, that, or the other, or even a flu shot does not contain formaldehyde, mercury, this, that. Why would you do that to yourself? Dr. Bruce Lipton, I just posted. This is a full YouTube page of Dr. Bruce Lipton. He is the leading. There is no one greater than he. He is Jesus Christ in his field of vaccination spirituality. That's what Dr. Bruce Lipton is. Learn of the individual. Learn from the individual. Don't get stuck with a shot in your arm, not knowing everything. They go off inside of your body like tiny, explosive nuclear bombs. Learn. Learn, learn, learn. Learn. My presentation tonight, my gift of love to you and this beautiful world that I care about and declare about. Tiny giants. I'm going to tell you right now, listen to me very carefully, in the words of Swamiji. The children are awakening, and they are going to come in droves. And for those who are not believing climate change, global warming, that's okay. I don't want you to believe in it. In fact, I don't want you to believe in that. I want you to know something beyond believing. Know that when you take the nonsense of the political agendas out of the pros and cons of all that, you will find something else. What will you find? You will find the truth about yourself. Many more of these children are coming, and it scares the living shit out of the white European male patriarchy. And they will do everything and anything they can. They will even make you think that we're working in your favor. Even if they say that climate change is not real, and they will paint that. Why would they do that? Because a destructed, desolate, barren world is easier to conquer. Doesn't make me right. It makes me insightful and peaceful and aware of all the fictions and of all the factions that are keeping not only myself, but you as well at arm's length of heaven on earth. Let me tell you what you are worth. You are loved beyond measure. It is my pleasure to be in this treasure trove with you. It's not political. Climate change, Donald Trump, Al Gore, global warming. It is a fact. It is a reality. By our polluting this beautiful earth, the earth will not die. We will. Do you want that? I don't. I am engaged. Engage yourself. Save your mother. Would you not save your biological mother? This is cosmic. Peace, love, and always living the light. You're loved beyond measure.